He was known as the boy hero. Jack Cornwall from Leighton was just 16 when he died at the Battle of Jutland in World War I. Now, ahead of the centenary of the battle, his grave is being protected with a Grade 2 listed status. Alpa Patel has his story.
This is the first time Alex Saridas has visited his great-great-uncle's grave. He too was in the Navy, but 100 years ago, John Travis Cornwall was on his first mission. He was just 16.
But on the 31st of May 1916, the two fleets met in the historic Battle of Jutland.
It was to become the largest naval battle of the First World War. John, nicknamed Jack, was part of a gun crew.
Right at the beginning of HMS Chester's involvement in the battle, a shell exploded over the gun and Jack was wounded, turned out to be mortally by this explosion. But he continued to stand at his post, ready to receive orders and pass them on to the gun crew.
He stayed at his post despite his injuries. It earned him the Victoria Cross. Jack died 2 days later in hospital before his mother could say goodbye. He was eventually buried with full military honours in East London, where he'd grown up. Alex didn't actually realise just how celebrated Jack was until he joined the Navy.
To me at that point, it was just a name and a medal. It wasn't until I got to my basic training that it all starts hitting you, when there are lots of people that knew about him, about what he did, and about what it means. So many things are matching up. So he trained for 8 months before he went to the Battle of Jutland. I've done 8 months of training. It's a little weird, but it's something else to be proud of, knowing that, well, even if not consciously, subconsciously, something has passed on.
Jack's sacrifice is now being remembered beyond the Navy. His grave has been given protected status to mark the centenary of the battle.
Jutland is the famous part of what they did, but really what they did for the whole war was vitally important to the victory of Britain and her allies. So if we remember Jack, it's a way of remembering everybody, both those who died and those who lived, and what they did for Britain and her people 100 years ago.
A century on, Alex hopes he can serve with the same courage and duty as his great-great-uncle. Alpa Patel, BBC London News.